What's up, guys? It's Frank Castle here, aka Born to Kill You 31. Today I want to talk about some Rainbow Six Siege operators, some operator ideas I had for possibly the next year. They probably already have them planned out for this year, but maybe the next year. Anyways, I want to get right into it. One of my operator ideas was to have an attacker with a specialized drone. Somewhat like a spider, right? All the drones are fairly uniform. You know, they all roll, they all jump, they all make the same kind of buzzing. Aside from the Twitch drone, it's kind of a specialty. But again, it rolls and it doesn't have the ability to jump or move very fluently. It has its ability to take out cameras and such. And then you have the Echo drone, which is very unique in itself. My idea would be to have like a spider drone. One that could climb surfaces, walls, shields and stuff. You know, it'd be a little bit more effective at avoiding mute charges and everything like that, electrified barbed wire. It wouldn't be able to jump. It would only have the ability to, crawl up and down stuff. I thought about having like a little, it would be kind of cool if it had like a little grappling thing or something, but I don't know. That was just an idea. I don't think so. The main ability it was supposed to have was 5 darts that would have the ability to track, similar to Jackal, so you get the drone in a good spot, the defender walks by it, you have 5 shots, so you gotta be careful. You pluck them you hit them with the dart, and it'd have to be like a certain range too, maybe, so it's not too overpowered. Basically, this whole idea was accomplished by Jackal. It would do the exact same thing Jackal did, track them, 10-second intervals for 30 seconds, a minute, whatever. Unfortunately, I didn't release this video before they made Jackal, but I had this idea for a while. Like I said, I've been waiting to make this video for a couple months now. So yeah, that would be one. I still think a spider drone would be cool to incorporate into the game if they had one. Maybe even a defender could have one. Or still maybe an attacker. I think it'd be cool if it was more discreet, one that you could set up somewhere really, maybe it's quieter, and you could put it in a lot more places than your typical drone spots that can only jump, right? So you could maybe be smaller too. You could hide it somewhere, and then it would be a very useful intel, piece of intel equipment. So you could hide it somewhere, in the objective, in a common spawn kill area, so it doesn't really get seen, and hopefully your dumbass teammates don't spot on it. Still be a cool idea. Maybe like a stealthy spider drone. This was one of my favorite ones. It's my own personal creation. I haven't heard anybody else mention it. It would be called like an anti-breach device. So essentially you'd have the defender. This would be a defender. Whatever you want to make his stats be, that's fine. He basically had 2 rods. I'm going to use this water ball as an example. So you have 2 things that he could deploy in an unreinforced surface. So like a ceiling, a floor, a wall, maybe a barricade. I'm not too sure yet. I think it'd be stupid to put it on a barricade, because the idea of it is he takes it, he throws it at whatever surface, like let's say the ceiling, like I'm defending this room, I don't want people to breach the ceiling. You throw it at the ceiling, it would stick and embed into the surface, whatever. And what would happen then was would be a red circle, kind of like the mute jammer thing, would be depicted when you go to throw it. So it would have that vicinity of a mute jammer. And what it does is anytime an electronic breach, or mainly just breaches, thermite charge would be 1, 2, Hibana charge, fuse charge, anything that's detonated with a clacker, like how you see them plant a breach charge and you walk away and they hit the clacker. Anything that gets detonated by that, if it gets detected being planted within the vicinity of the device, it will go off. So it's like there would be like basically a nitro cell in the device, but the device would automatically detonate if something's planted in the vicinity. Not if it's detonated, but if it's planted. So, you know, like Fuse, I stick one in the ceiling, and, you know, we're defending this room, and Fuse comes up and plants a charge directly on top of that device. It's going to go off and kill him, because it'll be like he puts it down, and then all of a sudden you'll hear beep, beep, boom, and it'll go off. Something like that, right? Now, it'll have a vicinity effect. So if you're on the outer ring of it, it might only down you, or, you know, seriously hurt you, because most of it'll still go off, right? So it's going to make a hole there, you know. So it's going to essentially accomplish the same thing that they wanted. With, like, if I'm putting a breach down because I want to make a hole through the grates of the floor, and I do it like on the very outskirts of the device that's on the other side, because I don't know what's there, right? So again, stick it in the ceiling, you know. Ash this time comes along, plants a breach charge on the outer rim of the vicinity. She might only take 80, 60 something damage, but it's gonna make a hole, because it's gonna go off. So it's, you know, it's not completely one-sided. Like, it's gonna still open the hole. But it's kind of I think this would be a cool kind of booby trap idea. Again, it would only go off on anything you plant that's electronic. One of the tricky ones would be Hibana, because hers is electronic. She does shoot it at the floor, right? Or she shoots it, but who's gonna go and shoot at a wooden floor? Not many people would do that. You normally save it for reinforcements, so I don't think you really have to worry about it. Stuff that would bypass this would be sledge. If you sledge the floor, that's not electronic, so it's just gonna break the floor, possibly break what the thing's embedded into, so it's gonna destroy it. Same thing with buck, same exact concept. Grenades, if a grenade goes off near it, boom, it's gone. Any shotgun, really, anything you use to rip up the floor that's not electronic. Ash charge, the ash round, if you shoot the breaching round at the floor, that could destroy it. IQ could detect it, because it's going to be electronic, so she could detect it through the floor and take it out. Twitch could twitch it. Thatcher, because of all that already I've listed, I think Thatcher should only be able to disable it for, you know, 10 seconds. So, like, let's say you know one's there and you want to breach that spot, throw a Thatcher on it. It's disabled for, you know, 10-20 seconds, like an Echo drone would be. You plant the breach there, and then when you detonate the breach, it's going to take out. You don't even have to detonate the breach, really, because once it gets reactivated, it's going to sense the breach on the whatever, and it's going to go off. So you can kind of, you wouldn't really save your breaching charge, because your breaching charge is going to get destroyed anyway, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. So there would be a lot of ways around it, and I think it would be effective because you don't really have a way to defend floors or ceilings from being breached yet. So this would introduce a new meta into the game, and I think it'd be pretty interesting. I hope they can somehow adapt what my idea is. Again, you could put it on unreinforced walls too. So, you know, let's say we put all our walls up, but shit, we forgot this wall. I could stick one in there, and then hopefully, you know, some dumbass comes up and plants a breach charge on it, and he gets to die because of it. But it still would make the hole, so it would accomplish what they wanted, possibly at the risk of the casualty for them. So yeah, I think that about covers it for that one. Maybe he doesn't. Another option was maybe he doesn't throw the stupid things. Maybe he has like a specialized launcher or something. I don't know. Whatever seems practical, whatever seems more realistic. Yeah, I think that about covers it for that one. And that's one of my ideas that I've talked to people about, and you know, people don't quite understand what I'm talking about. So hopefully the video of me kind of helps facilitate what I'm saying. Another one that apparently has been brought up by other people and YouTubers, and it's been out there as an idea quite a few times, mainly because of the cover image when you load up the game, is a shield operator that has a breaching ability. Like, you know, breach through walls and stuff. My idea would be to have, you know, kind of your basic ballistic shield with a bevel on it, kind of that resembles like a battering ram. His pistol would be, you know, like a regular medium capacity, medium range, low damage pistol. similar to like your P12 or your P9 for the other two shield operators, something similar. But the kicker would be a really short range high or low capacity shotgun. In my mind, I go to a double barrel, a sawed-off double barrel, a little sawed-off double barrel. So you have 2 shots, and then you have to break the barrel, stick the 2 shells back in, put the barrel up, and then you're good to go. So that's gonna take like a 3 to 5 second reload animation, right? Potentially. Obviously, a sawed-off double barrel isn't really a military issue, so they'd have to come up with something else that resembles the same effect. Maybe have a few more shells in it, I don't know. But the main concept would be low capacity, high reload time for sure, because you want to emphasize the vulnerability, and it would have to be very short range. Like none of this lucky headshot from down the hallway that I've done with the P9 and the P12 with Blitz and Montang. It wouldn't be like that. Like you'd have to be almost touching the person, so you'd be at risk of getting meleeed open, right? Having your shield stunned. That way it's not super overpowered. I think it'd be, when I tell people this, some people think it's like, whoa, a shotgun and a shield, that's too much. But I think Ubisoft could balance it. Now, what gets interesting would be his ability. His ability would be similar to Caveda's, where it has a cooldown and a recharge, but you can use it infinitely. What I was thinking was, 10-second cooldown, maybe 15, and a 1 to 1.5 second usage time, where he would essentially, he'd have a shield, he'd have to put 2 hands, so that he holsters his gun, which means he can't use it, have 2 hands on his shield, and then shoulder rams whatever surface, right? So if it's a wooden barricade, it instantly breaks. That would be cool as hell, because you bust open a wooden barricade and the team's not ready, right? They're not looking that way, and you bust through it and you keep moving after you do it, right? It's not like Sledge where you hit it and you put the thing back on your back and pull out your gun, which is a bit of delay. Like you're going through, you hit it, and then you pull out your pistol after the usage, so 1.5 seconds, whatever. Or once you impact and you pull out the pistol and you have your shield up. It'd be cool as hell, because you could get the drop on people more so than when you walk up and punch it, and then you go to punch it the next time and you're shot in the face. Freaking hate that. So I think this would be a cool idea. If it's an unreinforced wall, because let's get real here, the physics in Ubisoft Siege, they're not real. I mean, you can't just sledge the wall once and a big square hole's gonna open up. You can manipulate it with the shield. So maybe if you hit it, it makes a small little round hole, kind of like a buck shotgun opening, one that you could vault through, but you can't just walk through. Because if you can just make holes through walls with the shield, boom, like the Kool-Aid Man, no, can't do that. I think small little holes that you can vault through would be fair, and I think castle barricades would be 2, maybe 3 hits, and you could open it, kind of like Glaz's sniper, right? You'd have to ram it, and then have your cooldown roll, and then ram it again. I think 2 times would be good, because you have to wait that cooldown, right? So that way you might be able to get the drop on somebody, we might not. The castle might be a little more effective, but definitely with the wooden barricades, right through them, that'd be cool. And again, if you're making holes, no matter where they are, like on a wall, you can't make crawl holes and crouch holes, because you're gonna have to be sprinting. So it would literally be chest level holes if you were to make those little holes. And it's not like you could make, how you can sledge a high hole and then sledge a low hole. You couldn't do that with the shield guy. It would only be the high holes you could make. So it would be fairly balanced, I think. I think that would be a cool idea. Someone's gonna bring it up, so I may as well address it. Sprinting at an enemy, right? Shoulder charging an enemy. You could do it, but it's kind of gonna be stupid, because you're gonna close the distance, and if you run out of your ability, and then next thing you know that you're really close to them, they could melee you open and then kill you. Yes, you have a shotgun, so you could close the distance and maybe pull out that shotgun and kill them. video cut out the time limit. So when you're sprinting with the shield in your hand, you are vulnerable. Your legs are exposed. You can't shoot because both hands are on the shield. I figure if you hit the person, the defender or whatever, maybe 30 damage. Maybe you'll do 30 damage. It can't be an insta kill. That's just too much. So like, you'd be really stupid to charge at somebody. That's not what it's meant for. It's not meant for you to charge at an enemy and incapacitate them or hurt them. It's got to do some sort of damage because, I mean, you're getting hit with the shield and the guy's running at you. It would just make sense to do something, but I don't think it should be super effective. I believe that brings that all for that one. Like I said, your legs would be vulnerable. You couldn't shoot. There would be a cooldown. Back to the other one I mentioned with the anti-breach device. I was talking about how you could put it in a barricade. I don't see a point in it. I mean, you could allow people to do it, like sure, you know, stick it in a wooden barricade. That way if someone goes up to fuse a window and it's on that window, it'll kill the guy and blow up the barricade. I could see that being plausible, right? If it's castled, maybe the same thing. That'd be cool. That'd be pretty interesting because then, you know, people are like, oh, it's castled, you know, it's a definite fuse. I can go up and fuse it, especially if you don't have a mute. Next thing you know, it's booby trapped with an explosive on it, and you're dead. But for wooden barricades, I think it's stupid because, like, if you put one on a wooden barricade, most people are gonna shoot it or punch it, and then it's not gonna go off. But, you know, why not let it? Like, why not make it you able to be able to do it? But I don't think it's practical. Because the wooden barricades, nobody breaches them. Nobody puts a lot of breaches on them. Sometimes, I mean, I do. I hop breach all the time in the windows and stuff. But I don't know. We could just leave that one to. It's up for debate. You know, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. But yeah, basically that covers it. So my three main ideas were spider drones. Spider drone would be cool. An anti-breach device, some way to, you know, defend floors and ceilings and unreinforced stuff you can't reinforce, right? Some people were thinking about, you know, I'm gonna roll out a mat on the floor, so that they can't place breaches on it. I don't like that idea because, like, you walk on it and you're like, oh, there's a mat here. Like, why wouldn't you be able to destroy that? You know, sledge it or something. You know, I think a trap from underneath is cool. Plus, I love Frost, right? Everyone knows I love Frost, so I love trap characters. I think they could use another one, and they've already kind of put the idea in there with nitro cells, where you can stick a nitro cell on the ceiling, flip to the camera if you stick a valve grip there, or, you know, if you pulse, and you're scanning through the floor, or even if you stick it. I've done this before, where you stick it on the floor, and you go upstairs, and you know you're roaming upstairs, you're chilling, doing your thing. And some guy's coming in and attacking you head on, but you know you have that bomb underneath him, right? So he's walking around, sees you, he goes to shoot you, and you detonate the bomb and kill him through the floor. That's tricky. Like, it's hard to do. I've done it a few times, quite a few times actually, I think. But it's not very practical. Whereas this thing would be automatic. You don't have to detonate it. Boom, right? And like I said, it'd be pretty balanced because of the only electronic. And because they've taken out a lot of breaches too, like they've replaced breaches with claymores and smokes and flashbangs and grenades. I think that is a good reason to put it in because, you know, it wouldn't be super overpowered. You know, not a lot of people are bringing breaching charges anymore, so it's not like it would be super useful. And that also helps with the shield breach guy I was talking about. I think he should be called the Juggernaut. I'm an X-Men fan, can you tell? I just think it'd be cool if he was called the Juggernaut because he just sprints through shit. But yeah, his breaching ability would also help because they've taken out a lot of breaching charges, so to have that infinite breacher or ability breacher, that would really be helpful. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. There was something else I was going to mention that I mentioned before, and I don't remember what it was. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you have other ideas, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear your input on my ideas, what you could do to better them. You know, I know you can improve it somehow. So just leave a comment. Hopefully you like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.